Well, g'day and welcome to another episode of Kiwi Car Life, and today we have a very interesting comparison. This is a Honda Accord CL1 Euro R and this is my CL9 Honda Accord Euro S. I really wanted to get a CL7 comparing the two Euro Rs, but unfortunately the CL7 that I used in the CL9 versus CL7 video, which you can check out by clicking up here, was unavailable. So we're stuck with this, but it'll at least give you an idea of how these two cars compare. The exterior styling of the CL1 is really nice, especially with this classic Milano red paint. It's amazing how just a simple lip kit, some black lights and a nice looking grille can really offset the front end of this car and just make it look absolutely awesome. The CL9 by comparison, it's just a normal Accord really. It has the nice lip kit around the front, but the CL1 is definitely the more aggressive, muscular looking car at the front end. And around the back, I think both of these cars look equally good. The fact that the CL9 has the spoiler on the back and the nice twin exhaust does make it look really cool. But the CL1 is nice as well, has the long, slender looking lights at the back, which I do like very much. The engines in both of these cars are truly legendary. Well, not the one in the CL9, that's just an old K24, but the CL7 and the CL1 both have very legendary engines. This has a 2.2 litre inline-4 Doc VTEC known as the H22 with 162 kilowatt and 225 newton meters. The CL7, the newer version of this Euro R, has a K20A with 162 kilowatt, the same power as this, but 206 newton meters. My CL9 on the other hand has a K24 A3, which is obviously the biggest engine, but it has the least power, 140 kilowatt, but it does have the most torque, 233. The CL7 and CL9 are both obviously sending their power to the front wheels through 6-speed manuals, whereas the CL1 is sending it through 5-speed manuals. And the CL1 and CL7 both have limited slip diffs, but my CL9 is an open diff. The interior here of the CL1, at least when compared with the CL9, is very different. You have this sort of very old school wraparound dash with the cool looking white gauges in here, but there are absolutely no frills on the interior of this car at all. You have some very aggressively bolstered but also extremely comfortable Recaro seats that are basically exactly the same ones that you get in the CL7, but the rest of the interior, there's really not a whole lot to talk about, to be honest. It's just got a simple aftermarket radio, single zone climate control with an integrated clock. Nothing special. It is nice that it has a center armrest here, so you have something that you can kind of rest your arm on, which is nice, but there's not really a whole lot to talk about in here. The CL9 interior by comparison is a lovely place to sit. Sure, the CL1 is very sporty on the inside. This by comparison is definitely more of a luxury barge, but the steering wheel feels so nice. You've got cruise control and just simple stuff like dual zone climate control, which is really nice. The quality of the gear change is just incredible, and of course the quality of all the materials. So this is definitely the more premium feeling car on the inside, whereas the Euro R by comparison is more of the sports car. Alrighty, moment of truth, H22, let's see how it goes. Nice, that's nice. And my goodness, can you hear the VTEC, that's for sure. Performance is definitely good, although I have to admit, it's not quite as quick as I expected. And I had the same thing with that Prelude that I drove on track, you can check out by clicking up here. It's certainly not slow. And mate, when it gets on VTEC, it goes. But I don't know, I can say with confidence that at least the K24, what I'm used to, compared with this, has a lot more low down torque. You know, you put your foot down in first gear and the torque is just about enough to get the get the front tires scrabbling for grip. And this is very old school Honda power delivery, where if you're not in VTEC, mate, you're not moving. Oh, but when you hit VTEC, mate, it goes, All right. Nobody coming. Alrighty, here we go, we're off. Oh, into VTEC. Oh, that's fifth, sorry. My gosh, this thing's pretty slow out of VTEC. But the handling, oh my. Oh, it's good. It's very good. It's hard to get into VTEC in third though, come on. There it is. Oh, mate, she goes. Here we go. Oh, man. You get like a pop from the exhaust when it goes in. Man, alive, this thing freaking moves, eh? Oh, mate, the power is there, definitely. This CL1 is absolutely fantastic. But having now driven the CL1, the CL7, and of course my CL9, this is the one that I would have. And here's why. I'm sitting here, cruising along at 50 over rough pavement. I've got my cruise control set, I've got a Prius tailgating me, and it's out here where this car really shines because it is so quiet and so comfortable that you forget that the throttle response isn't quite as sharp and the gear ratios are just a touch longer, because as a daily driver this car is so incredibly good. But don't think for a minute that that means it's going to be all wallowy and boaty on a twisting back road, because as you're about to see, this car can really hold its own when you show it some twisties. Through the tunnel, and it handles amazingly well, and listen to this. This car beggars belief. Look at the way it goes around corners. I'll let the camera speak for itself. This is phenomenal. Who needs a limited slip diff? Sure, it's struggling a little bit to put its power down, but this. There are not too many big cars that could do that. Now yes, out of the box, this car is not a sports car. You have to do mods to it to get it to this point. So if you're comparing stock for stock, of course, take a CL1 or a CL7. Take the CL1 if you want the more raw, invigorating driving experience. Take the CL7 if you need it to be a bit more of a daily driver as well. But with mods, to me, the CL9 is the standout performer. Yes, the Euro Rs have the more exciting engines, but it doesn't take much to turn this into an absolute beast of a thing as well. Not to mention the fact that it has far more torque than that H22. You know, that H22, you have to be in VTEC to make any power, and up this hill, you know, is where you really start to notice, especially in third gear, that it just runs out of puff a little bit unless you're over 5,000 RPM, because it doesn't have that mid-range power. This does. And that's why I love it so much. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Kiwi Car Life. And if you want to see some more videos with my CL9, then click over here to see it compared with a Subaru Legacy 3-litre R 6-speed manual, and click over here to see it compared with a BMW 325i. And I will look forward to seeing you again next time.